I know that I did it before, and then Joe just did it, and then Taylor assisted. So I think Kev and Liam, you two should delegate between
Not
yourselves.
in a while, I'll do it.
And I will assist.
Let me go over to the other area because I don't remember what the status of the board was. Okay. So we left off just hanging out on the second floor. Still, we're doing some prep work on the whole detonate that underground chamber strategy that's still in play. But we decided to hold off for a little bit. Instead, we regrouped and we head down in a different staircase. Down there, we found a shitload of plants and two uh, humans tending to them. We're fairly we're pretty sure they're podlings. Let's see. We somehow managed to talk with them and not start anything. They asked us to investigate some monsters in a doorway nearby. Through peak uh, conversational skills, one would say, we went and talked with the monsters and got another side quest in this fucking dungeon. I swear to God. They want us to reclaim something that is being used by someone under the employ of the castives upstairs. Something that's important to their people. We accepted that, and so we also had to talk our way back out into the garden area and then back up the stairs. We're having a conversation upstairs when Mariella falls through the ceiling and was eavesdropping on us the entire fucking time and says, "Y'all are pretty chill. Sorry about what happened." And we join forces again. Then we after a long planning session, we decided to maybe try and sneak in through the first floor to try and get the drop on this creature that we're looking for. When we went back upstairs, we found that those two gibbering mouthers that we avoided coming in had entered the temple, and so we fought them and defeated them. And now we're upstairs, about to continue onwards.
Cool. Yeah, so you find yourself back at the entrance of this kind of damp, dark place, flickering blue lights all around. Um, but what would you like to do?
Take a massive shit.
I vote in agreement with that. Send
I
us
mean,
I do
pics.
it.
y'all did see a bathroom on the floor below, so you can head there if you want.
Two. I think we saw two.
Can't we
Yeah,
just like pee out of the door?
I mean you could.
I mean, I can't, considering the fact that I have a goat vagina, but like, maybe those with um, genitalic appendages might be able to.
I have those.
Well, by all means. I mean, anyway. Also, to the recap, I just want to add quickly that we accepted that side quest from the fish people because they agreed to help us fight um, Mighty Dominance
The
himself.
Sahuagin people. Am I pronouncing that right?
Hmm.
And also, Kev, I don't know if you forgive me if you already said this, but I think the creature that we're trying to defeat that holds the MacGuffin that the Sahuagin want, that person's name is Heldenoshi, right?
Yes,
Right. Did you mention that?
I left the name out because I wanted to get through it faster without looking through the notes for the name.
Well, there you go. And also, I don't know if we really committed to. I mean, did we commit to taking one person out before the other? Because right now we kind of have two targets. We got Heldenoshi and we got Voth.
The
Both-
idea is if we fight Hildenoshi first, we have more backup for the Mighty Dominance.
Right.
That
Cool.
So we just recapped. We just killed the creatures in the front, right?
Yeah.
We didn't do anything else.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm not foundries and loading for me.
Cool.
But I'll work on that. Oh, it's loading.
So everyone has wax or cloth stuffed in their ears to deal with the mouthers, but now that they've been slain, they don't seem to be making any noise.
Take it out.
I'm gonna attempt to remove that.
Yeah, no problem.
I take it out and I smush it on the floor when I drop.
Cool.
I take them out and stuff them in my pocket in case we come across more of them.
Yes.
Somewhat.
All right. Where y'all headed?
Chikara is still like trying to wipe shit out of her eyes because she apparently, I think she still can't see, right?
No, just like for
Are we still
a
in
couple
combat?
rounds. No, you're not in combat anymore. Is it still active? Yeah, in combat.
Yeah. Yeah, I just my blindness is active. I'm blind.
Cool.
So where is it we're thinking the room that is below us where this, what is it, a gem that the fish people asked us to get?
Yeah.
Where are we
According to-
thinking? Yeah, that
it's,
room.
it's right. It's like right here. This is roughly
Okay.
where it is. We're trying to get
Okay.
to.
Sure. Okay.
Okay. Remind me what we're doing up here.
Trying to find a way into that workshop room downstairs from this floor.
Gotcha. So this is a locked door.
Which one?
The
Yeah, that is an
That one.
open archway. You can see into the next room.
cool.
Just to remind you, because it's been a while since y'all came in here. As you enter this chamber, oh, actually, no, you would have. Hold on. So this room is filled with the same dim blue light. There are leather couches around a beautiful fountain flowing with bright blue water, as well as tables, chairs, and paintings of the sea. Another door is centered on the left wall, on your left walking in, and the larger double door stands opposite you. The stones of this place have seen several ages. The constant dripping of water echoes around as does the sound of flowing water behind you. The painting on the western wall features an incredibly lifelike depiction of a storm over a sea. Every time you blink, the waves, clouds, and rain seem to have changed somehow. In addition, you hear a deep, gurgly voice muttering words from past the door in the eastern wall.
Takara is walking very slowly and kind of feeling her way around because she still can't see.
Really? Oh, right. I forgot I changed the vision, so I can fix that. There you go.
Oh, I was blind most of that fight.
Does it appear as though there's any way of listening into this room? Like, is this kind of sealed off, save for the archway?
You mean like listening to the voice coming from behind that door?
You said, I'm sorry, I was looking at my spells. You said there's a voice.
a deep gurgly voice muttering words from beyond the door on, well, the right side of the screen.
Okay.
I would like to get right up against the door.
Make a perception check, Storcoat.
Can I join in on that one?
Yeah, go ahead.
We both just roll.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, great.
Okay, I actually didn't roll a 3. I mean a 6, however. I actually rolled a 13. Don't quote me on that. Give me a second.
Yeah, you did.
All right. Well, you don't hear anything beyond the voices I described, but Joe, I'm gonna send you a DM.
I don't hear what. Are they saying words that I understand in common?
It's not in common. You can figure out the language.
Is this a Discord message or?
Yeah, I'm typing it now.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. I back away from the door. I kind of call Cora over. I just kind of whisper, say, "Those voices in there sound very similar to those Sahuagin creatures. So they may be wary. Any ideas? Do you want to avoid this? Or
Who are you talking to, love?
everyone?
Should we try to tell them that we're helping their kin to get safe passage?
We could, assuming they're on the same
They're
side.
of the same lot, right? Could be a risk.
It appears as though they're chanting. So, same thing. Like some sort of ceremony or something? I don't know.
Well, if that's the case, maybe we shouldn't interrupt. At any rate, the right side is not the direction we need to be heading for the room above the workshop.
Right.
So we could just avoid it if we wanted to.
Probably the best bet. Unless someone else has any wisdom to share.
Do we remember the name of the? Actually, this is not a question of the group. This is a question of the DM. Well, did we get a name from the guy that we spoke to? I don't remember it.
The Sahuagin?
Yeah.
If not, I'll give it to you.
I'm going back in
his name is
chat.
Tayed Sayuna. I put it in the chat. In the Foundry chat.
Okay.
I should DM y'all in Foundry. That's easier than Discord.
Perhaps if we present the name of the person that we have a deal with, they are more likely to believe us. But if they are not aligned, then we are walking into quite a pickle.
Indeed. The only reason that I was being drawn to the idea of approaching them is if they are on the side of the other Sahuagin, then they could be useful allies in our fight against Voltok.
And possibly assist us in safe passage to where we are trying to go, which I believe you said already. So
If we do
Or
pick them up, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask Cora and the Levanti if they had any opinions.
I mean, given that we don't know if they are of the same group, it could work. I'm just thinking, what would it be? We don't even know how many there are.
Also, they seem very seem very important to be hush hush about this thing. So if they're not on the same side as the ones downstairs, that might screw over the deal.
Both very good points. But it's so very boring.
You haven't had enough excitement for today, Sarkovan? There's certainly more to come anyway.
I don't think you want to know the answer to that question.
I think I already do.
If we do pick them up as allies, they're not seemingly very quiet sort, so we'd be crossbows blazing from here on out if we did. So that's, something to consider.
You set crossbows on fire.
If you want your arrows to be flamed,
You might want to go to a doctor if that happens.
My wisdom is in the negatives, buddy. It's gonna take me a couple weeks to figure out this euphemism.
I say we give it a shot. I say we give it a shot. That is my vote. But
well, if we're doing this
obviously-
democratically, I will also vote for approaching them.
Sure.
what is a democrat? What is this?
Well, the way I see it is
That's too many words.
A
Too many
fairy
words.
tale.
exactly.
It sounds
It's a fairy
ridiculous,
tale.
like it could never work.
It probably can't, but we're doing it anyway.
So we have two voices.
Abstain.
Let's
I don't
go.
really care.
I'll go
Is it
with
like the
the group,
eyeball?
I guess.
Yes! Perfect.
I will react accordingly, but I will not engage.
Levanti, I both appreciate and also fear your apathy.
It's less apathy. It doesn't. It's not that I don't care. It's that any decision is fine with me. For as long as we get to where we're going.
Okay, I feel better now. Thank you.
The only way is forward, my dear. Now, to that door.
Assuming they're hostile, perhaps only one of us should be visible in sight. The others perhaps hiding this room.
I'm gonna hide behind this couch, and I
I'll
want
go in
to
this
I want to
corner.
just look at the painting and see if I investigate the painting while we're waiting for this to happen.
Make a investigation check.
To be specific, like, do I get a sense of anything magical about the painting?
Yeah, I mean it's clearly magical the way that it changes whenever you're not looking at it. Either that or just like some kind of cool holographic effect, but I don't. Lilivati would probably assume it's magical. Yeah, let me. Gonna send you a message. Did you get that?
Yes.
Cool, it works.
The tool that will help us later.
So what y'all doing?
Well, I don't mean to boast or make anyone feel bad, but if someone should approach these Sahuagin, I think it should be either myself or Lav. Are there any objections? Okay. Lav, this is the moment we've been waiting for. Which of the two of us will engage with these Sahuagin?
Didn't have great luck last time, so
Quite the contrary. I think you did a great job.
How about I use my mage hand to open the door,
I like where this is going.
and I'll be hidden elsewhere.
Okay.
You know, if necessary, I can oversee a game of boulder parchment shears if you must decide.
I think that is a good idea.
I'm going to speak with these
Let
creatures.
fate decide.
Right, contestants?
Is everyone hiding?
I am.
I'm also.
I'm gonna turn. Do I see Melinda?
Mariella?
Yeah.
She's in this pot over here. You see her,
I
like,
mean,
So
you
I
got
see
the
her?
letter, the first letter right.
I see her.
you see like the tip of her hood, and she's like looking at you, and looks kind of impatient.
I can see the. Whisper to her. I can see the tip of your hood. You're not very good at this.
I know. I'm waiting for you to
Reply
open the
to
door.
this message. Okay.
I'm going to get in position. Or should I not stand there? Should I stand maybe a little bit back?
Yes.
So the door doesn't hit me? Unless it opens the other way.
I conjure my mage hand. Here. On the
And
knob.
Or okay, your mage hand is holding the knob.
Okay.
I'm gonna prepare a lightning lure in case they come charging out with aggressive intent.
Okay.
I would prepare my patience as we deliberate further on this door.
I whispered to Zarkoven, are you ready? You can reply to this
Oh,
message.
heavy help me.
I need a moment to think about this before I respond.
I open the door. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes,
I
I'm
don't-
ready. Do it.
The door opens. You see pews made of driftwood that form two rows and face an altar and statue on the opposite end of this arched chamber. The statue depicts the same humanoid from that entrance hall, but this time he is sitting cross-legged, and the head and shoulders have been broken off as if eaten by an enormous creature. Atop the stone altar is a deep blue scale of some sort, about as big as your outstretched hand. The deep gurgly chanting comes from a large-scaled humanoid with green skin and pink fins. Her arms are outstretched as she chants over the altar, one gripping a gnarled wooden staff. To her right is a similar but more muscular creature wielding a bone harpoon and watching her with boredom. As you enter, however, or you didn't enter yet, so he kind of glances up as the door opens and begins walking slowly in that direction.
I'm gonna prepare a magic missile just in case.
As he comes around here, he sees Sorkoven and says, he turns and shouts a warning to the priestess, who stops chanting, and then says, "I do not recognize you, landwalkers. What is your purpose here?" And he grips the harpoon and kind of points it towards you.
I put my hands slowly up around where my head is, or maybe a little bit above my head. I'm sorry, can you please tell me the pronunciation of our Sahuagin friend? I know you dropped the name in the chat. I just don't know.
Tayed Sayuna.
Tayed Sayuna?
Sayuna.
Sayuna. I say Tayed Sayuna sent us here. Please, we come in peace.
The priestess turns and forward and says, "I am Rira. Tayed is my mate. What did he ask of you?"
He told us that there is a creature somewhere deeper in the catacombs here, and with his help, I think we may be able to defeat it.
If you can accomplish such a task, we will be in your debt.
Is there anything that you can do to help us?
Let's see. One sec. She gestures towards the scale on the altar and says, "Heldenoshi is no simple foe, but this artifact, a scale of Sekala, can provide you with the power to defeat her." Hold on, I'm getting a lot of static from somebody's mic. However, for landwalkers like you, you might succumb to its power if you are not worthy of Sekala. Will you embody the shark god then?
What boons does the body of the shark god grant me?
Sec. Your attacks will be vicious, as the blood of your enemies drives you to further destruction.
Will I harm my friends?
That is, when the shark god enters a frenzy, he can be quelled, but not easily.
Thank you. Can you please give me the scale?
She picks it up. And as she walks towards you, she says, "This is a sacred artifact of our tribe. This is why we require Heldenoshi's death, that her hold on it will be broken." And she hands it towards you.
How do I feel when I hold it?
It feels like just like it's a big scale. It's kind of, I mean, it feels like the leathery skin of like a shark, but still kind of sharp around the edges. You'll need to attune to it if you want to gain any benefits from it, however.
Once again, I say thank you for this gift. Please do not be alarmed if you see myself or any of my allies on this floor.
Once the task is done, though, The scale must return to us, or else we will hunt you down.
No worries in that department. I'll bring the scale back as soon as we have accomplished our quest.
She suddenly brings the staff up and like presses it against your chest and says, "Swear it on whatever gods you landwalkers hold dear."
In Hefine's fiery passion, I swear it upon my life.
She pulls her staff away, nods, and turns back towards the altar. You have the scale in your hands now.
I turn to my friends and say, look, you all are so nervous, so cautious for nothing. I trusted myself.
I closed the door with the mage hand.
Ask about how to get in there from this floor.
Wait, what did you say?
Ask about how to get there from this floor, if we can.
I opened the door.
Oh, I'm done for now. I got a scale.
I
I'll
closed
walk
it.
over here now. Goodbye. Oh, hello, love. Would you like to talk to the Sahuagin?
Nice work there, so Coven.
You see what I have?
I wasn't worried whatsoever.
Would you like to have
Not
this?
at all. No. Thanks.
Teamwork.
Quite alright. Thank you, though. Good job. Are you sure you want to use that?
Love. The path I walk is a dark and bloody path. This scale will aid me on that path. And it is not a path that I would want for a friend like you. But I want you to understand it is a path that I must take.
Very well said, so Kevin. Just be careful.
I'll try my best. And please look after me. Help me if you can, if I need it.
I'll try, but you're stronger than I. Going to need help from Cora.
And Eochora.
Well, Cora can handle it. Cool.
And Lulavati and Melinda.
It's
Yes,
Mariella.
Cora.
Right. Thank you, Melinda.
I know all of your names.
Just gonna scratch.
I thought
And
we
I had
had
to
a
learn
private
5.
conversation. But it's
What
fine.
is my name?
Jakarta Autodotis.
What is your quest?
You know, I never said my last name to you.
I pick up on things.
Do you? Or do you maybe perhaps just have a little voice in your head that tells you things that you shouldn't know?
She looks down at the small
Turn the
little book
camera
on
in
her
the
belt,
corner of the window.
and then looks back up and says, "Don't worry about me." Now, don't we have a balcony to find or something?
Yes. So, Coven, just to double check, you do intend to return that scale after we are done.
What exactly are you implying, Eochora?
I'm just asking a question.
I will absolutely 100% return the scale, if doing so suits me at the time.
You did swear
DM,
on Heffine.
And on my life.
and your
But I already forego that, or I already wagered that a long time ago.
now you see why I asked the question.
I'm letting
DM, I'd like to
everything on
request
the line.
one. I'd like to request one humble insight check on the I 100% intend to return. I mean, I know you. I guess you don't really know, but
I think, yeah, I mean, you can roll if you want. Taylor will tell you if there's anything to glean.
Takara would try to figure it out, so I will roll, even though as a player it might be useless.
I'll give you an honest answer if it's a high roll.
I don't actually know if I did it. Oh, there it is. Be a 16.
You get the sense that Sorkoven has every intention of returning the scale, even though deep down he kind of wishes he could take it. And if the circumstance arises, like if they happen to die or something and they don't need it back, I'll keep it. Not that I would kill them or anything. There you go.
Can I
That's all you
insight
get.
check an insight check explanation?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm a good, nice guy. You like me.
No, I'm just kidding. Understood. Thank you.
Like the Pinocchio interrogation scene in Shrek.
Do I hear anything behind this door?
Make a perception check. Nothing.
DM, I would like to attune to the scale.
Okay. I don't know if y'all need a short rest or if anyone gets anything back from a short rest, but you know, you hang out for 10 minutes or so. And I'm gonna drop that in your inventory real quick.
Thank you.
It's listed under equipment. And you are attuned to it.
Sorry, you said we're taking a short rest.
Yeah. So it looks like everyone's at full health. If anyone gets anything back from a short rest, they would do that now.
In that 10-minute period, I'm gonna walk over to Lavati. I'm gonna ask, I noticed that painting on the wall. You get anything from it?
The only thing noticeable is that there's this one spot that looks like there's missing paint.
What spot exactly?
I point at the location that I noticed on the painting.
Lilavati points out like there's kind of like a gray spot where it looks like there's missing paint, and it's maybe like an inch wide. And then like you blink, and then it's like that spot like is a couple inches further to the left, but it's still there. And then like you look away, you know, to see what Lav is up to, and then look back, and it's another couple inches. And Lilavati's been watching it for a while. You would have picked up that like eventually it goes off the side of the painting, and then comes back from the other side.
When it comes back, can I just try and poke at it?
You do so. It just feels like a painting, and like it only moves when you don't look at it. So like you're staring at it and you poke it, and it just feels like fabric.
Can I look away while my finger is on the spot?
You do, and when you look back, the spot has moved, but it doesn't like you didn't feel anything happen.
Okay. Does anyone have any paint?
Do I notice any paint?
I don't see any like paint around here other than the I mean there's like the blue flames on the walls, the water coming out of the fountain is bright blue.
The only thing I have is ink.
There's a couple of jugs on this table over here.
Can I take some of the water from the fountain, maybe using one of the jugs, and try and drip it onto that part of the painting?
So you go grab one of the jugs, and as you kind of dip it towards the water fountain, as you dip the jug towards the water fountain, from one of the spouts of water, a large serpentine creature comes out and attempts to bite at you.
Damn barracudas. Or eels.
That was a 18 to hit. You take 6 piercing damage, and then it like bites you, and kind of yanks, and you like instinctually kind of pull back, and then it like lets go and retreats back into the pipe. But you're still standing there with the jug over the water.
Did the water come out?
Yeah, a few seconds later, the water begins coming out again.
I proceed to ignore the snakes on this plane, and then I just go over to the painting.
So, to clarify, you did not get water into the jug yet.
Oh.
Like it bit you as you were going towards it, and then when it retreated, the water started coming out again. But if you wanted to try again, you could.
Hey, Lov, can I borrow your mage hand real quick? You're muted as well.
I say yes, and I whip it out, and you can play around with it.
I request the innuendo hand to fill up the water jug.
All right. Yes. Do that.
The mage hand holds the jug towards the fountain, and as water begins filling into the jug, you see the eel stick its head out just like a couple inches and kind of look around and then pull back in, and you're able to fill up the jug.
Thank you, Lov.
Of course.
I proceed with the plan, and I get the jug from the mage hand.
And what were you doing with the water?
I was just gonna see if dripping water on the painting will do anything on that gray spot that it has.
You do so, and as the water drips onto the painting, the water kind of moves, like it splashes onto the painting, but then moves sideways a little bit and like fills in that gray spot to where it becomes a complete painting again. And you hear like kind of a ticking noise from behind, and then it stops, and the whole painting seems to kind of shift slightly in its where it is on the wall. And it seems to kind of depress into the wall slightly, but otherwise it's still doing the thing where it moves.
Do I notice anything change around the room or anything?
Make a perception check. Yeah, you can tell that the stone behind the painting has shifted, and it seemed as if it was once being like held in place by something, and it's no longer held in place, and it's sort of separate from the rest of the wall now.
I try and take the painting off the wall.
As you kind of grab the painting and pull it towards you, the wall behind it kind of comes with it and swings outward, revealing a doorway into another room. Give me a second to describe this. All right. So this next room is mostly bare stone with flickering blue torchlight, and it holds a few strange contraptions. On the eastern wall are 3 pedestals with glass containers affixed to the top of each. They basically look like kind of like water jugs you would see at a office or whatever. Inside each are liquids of various colors: red, one green, and one blue. And there seems to be a hole in the pedestal for liquid to flow out. From this hole, there's a tube that extends and it's kind of curled up on the floor beneath each one, represented by those chains there. Each pedestal also has a plaque on it with words written on them. In the center of the chamber is a large, ornate stone fountain with crystal clear water flowing from 4 spouts in the centerpiece into 4 separate basins. Between each of the spouts is a small round hole with metal around the rim, and there's some words inscribed on a plaque there as well. On the western side of the room are 3 pedestals similar to the eastern side, yet instead of glass containers, they're made of metal. And each of those has tubes as well, but they stick barely an inch out from the pedestals. Feel free to ask about anything if you need me to go over it again or give a better description of what's there.
Yeah, okay, I can see better now. And I noticed this doorway right here.
Yes, sorry, there's a door on the north wall. And it's like a heavy iron door with like a iron bar across the center that goes like into the wall on either side.
Anyone like more puzzles? Eochora, I know you like puzzles.
Okay, hold on, bitch. I have to. While this was all happening during like a short rest, Takara sat down by the fire and took out a holy symbol attached to a necklace that none of you have actually seen yet, I think. And just clutched it and started muttering words in her own language. And there might have been like maybe like some, like aura around her, and she gets up a little bit refreshed. I used my too long didn't read. I used my harness divine power, but
cool. She
gets up when Lilavati fucking opens the damn painting off the wall. Did you say puzzles?
Yeah, unfortunately. I seem to have found a way into where we want to go, but it seems blocked off by some mechanisms in this room.
I think as long as there are none of those damned candelabras, we should be okay. I'm gonna move. Oh.
And I start looking at those inscriptions you were mentioning, Chris.
Yeah. Which one do you look at first?
Let's get the red one first.
So written on the red one in common, it says, "Blood brings life and signifies death." I'll start dropping some of these in the chat.
Green.
This one says, "Poison is a coward's weapon, but the best for an untouchable tyrant."
Blue.
Water is the source of all other liquids and cleanses as well as drowns.
You said there were other inscriptions on like the fountain portion?
There's one on the fountain, and then there's also ones on the other 3 pedestals on the other side of the room.
Alright, fountain time?
Fountain 1 says, "When 4 become 1, the path shall be opened."
the bottom left pedestal.
So that one says, wine can seal a trade deal that the seller greatly desires and the buyer does not.
Okay. The brain is starting to put things together, and it doesn't like it. The middle one.
Ale brings joy and pleasure, but the drunkard lives a sorry life.
Top right, top left.
Lava is the soul of the planet, yet it's immensely destructive. Yeah, so as I mentioned before, the pedestals on the right each have like the tubes that are kind of stretched out and curled up on the ground, and then the ones on the left have similar looking tubes, but they only extend an inch or so out from the stone pedestal.
How far do the tubes on the right side go?
Double check. They seem roughly to be about 15 feet or so long.
And can you describe the fountain one more time? Not the description, but like.
Yeah. So there's the four little pools with the water coming from spouts into each of them. And then there's like kind of a column between each pool. And each of those four columns has a hole in it with kind of like a metal rim around the hole.
And lastly, the tubes on the right side are connected to these pedestals.
Yeah,
Or are they...
it comes from like, so imagine like a water cooler, except where the spout is, there's a tube that stretches out.
Okay.
What are y'all thinking?
Can I take the tube on the green one
Mm-hmm.
and plug it into one of the holes and see what happens?
As you bring the tube towards the hole, you see another eel dart out of the hole and try to bite you. It misses though as you pull back in time, and the eel slinks back into the fountain. Um,
I'm gonna beckon Sarkovan over. Say, well, did Mary Ellen just leave?
she went into the room with Olivati.
I thought she was on the sofa. As she's leaving, can I say, well, hold on there a moment, please?
Sure.
I beckon Sarkovan over. I say, Sarkovan, I'm not one for puzzles. Did you bring any cards?
I don't think so. Let me check. All I have is
Mary,
charlatans die.
Mary Ellen, you're leaving. Go ahead. Pip pip.
She just shakes her head and walks in. She says, you know, having more brains working on this problem could help. And with the magic you use, you seem to have a good one on your shoulders.
That mind could also be used for quite the card game. Dice it is.
I don't think there's any game we can play with just one.
We'll figure something out. As Mary Ellen said, we've got the brains.
I think she said you had the brains.
Okay, I'll figure something out then.
Here, have it. And I hand him the charlatan's die.
I'll start trying to figure out a game.
Okay.
Or
Mhm.
I'm getting real sick of this eel. Would you assist me with something?
I'll follow your lead.
Gonna play a game of whack-a-mole. If you've ever heard of it.
I was thinking maybe yoink the eel.
Same. I'm just gonna. When you see it appear, try and
Mhm.
get that fucker out of here.
All right, I will attempt to when the
Right.
when the eel yanks out, I will just try and yoink it out.
I am going to cast Minor Illusion near the spout of just an illusion of someone's hand.
Okay. As you do so, the eel darts out. Make a athletics check, core.
Okay.
You can do
What kind of check?
athletics.
Athletics. Okay.
You grab it and it's like squirming in your grip, trying to escape. It's slippery, but you manage to hold tight. What do you do?
I just yeet it out of the fountain.
You pull it out, and it's a longer than you expected, but you pull it all the way out, and now it is squirming on the ground.
Is there like a rock or something I could just bash its head in, or just slam it into the ground?
Um, not like a
You know
rock,
what?
I would guess, but
You know what? Forget the rock. I'll just take it by the tail and just go on the ground.
okay. Make a strength check.
Okay.
You whack it, and a few swings, and it stops moving. And now you have
All
an
right,
eel
Lati,
corpse.
eel successfully taken care of. Let's hope there is not more.
Looks like we may have something interesting for lunch later.
Indeed. And I'll take the eel carcass and put it in my bag of holding.
Nice. You can add an eel carcass to your bag of holding.
Oh, that won't keep, Core. I do not judge.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. What's in a bag of holding anyway? It could freeze in time.
All of your money.
Mariella says, it has been a long time since I've had some good unagi.
What?
It's a type of eel dish. Popular in Celeveral. If you ever find yourself in that area.
Oh, okay.
should go there. We can come back to this quest.
Right now?
Yeah, I think we got time.
Aren't you in the next room?
I think we got time.
Well, I mean, it's got a lot of similarities to this place, especially if you're fond of portals to the Ceaseless Sea. Anyway, probably try to figure out a way to open up this door.
Oh yeah, there's a puzzle.
I want to try and continue with bringing the tube over, and I'm still not trusting of that there are not any more eels, so I'm just being cautious.
I am preparing to grab another eel.
All right. Give me one sec. Sorry. So what are you doing, Lilati?
Green tube into fountain.
All right. So you connect the green tube there, and this time no eel comes out. And as you do so, you notice that the water spouts on the opposite side begin spitting out green water as those two pools fill up with green water. And there's like a drain at the bottom, so it's like a continual flow, but now those are green.
If I unplug it, does it go back to
Yeah.
Okay.
After a few seconds, the green drains out and normal clear water flows through. And you feel like when you connect the pipe, water begins pumping through the tube, but not until then.
Can I connect it to the one up top now, just to confirm something?
You connect it to the one up there, and green water flows into these two at the bottom.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean,
I see.
So I think what we have to do is some combination of this so that there's different things in each pool.
That is what I was thinking as well. Sir Coven, we need you and your knowledge of the arts. Do you know much about color theory?
Do I know much about color theory?
Is a DM question.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I would or not.
It's up to you.
Well, the thing is I don't know much about color theory in real life.
Okay.
This is my point.
If you think Sarkovan might, I can provide some illuminating details, or you can maybe make a history check, I guess, if you're not sure if you would or not.
Yeah. Well, let me put it this way. Takara, I'm much more of a musical artist than I am a visual artist. But maybe somewhere deep in my mind, I might have learned a thing or two.
You know, it is a genuine question. I genuinely don't know much.
There
aren't many artists.
In fact, know a thing or two. It's like an epiphany.
Yeah. So you've learned. Maybe you took a couple art classes in Utamani at some point,
The college
but didn't.
floor.
Yeah. Your knowledge is wide and varied. But typically, what artists learn is that the three primary colors are red, blue, and yellow. Red and blue make purple. Yellow and blue make green, and red and yellow make orange. And if you mix a color with its complement, um, it becomes like a dark, basically like black color. Complement being like purple does not have yellow in it, so if you combine purple and yellow, um, it mixes into the black.
By complement, you mean the color that wasn't used to
Correct.
make the combination.
Yeah, so like red and green are considered complements, orange and blue,
Orange
and
blue, yellow and purple.
Yep.
Well, I explained that to the party.
And so like white is the absence of all color, and black is the presence of all colors. Or black is
I
the
don't
presence
want
of
to be
all.
that guy, but it's the other way around.
Is it? Okay.
Black is all colors.
Yeah.
Black is the presence
No,
of all
white.
colors. Is it white?
Black is
White-
the absence.
Okay. Well, yeah, actually,
White is
that
kind
that
of-
that
Black is the absorption of all colors.
that's what I
White
meant.
is-
I mixed it up in my head though. But yeah.
Hold on, guys. I'm
It's
gonna
color
consult
theory.
the master. Okay. Google.
Is that some
So should we just like wait?
eldritch being that warlocks consult for knowledge?
Yes.
I mean, for the record, black absorbs all colors, so that way it doesn't show anything. It doesn't reflect anything. It just absorbs it all. And then
Okay.
the opposite is white.
In science, black is the absence of light, and color is a phenomenon of light.
Yeah, but when you're using paints, though, it's still true that when you mix all the colors, it makes black. Those two
Or
things
does
don't
it make
contradict each
white?
other.
Science and
No.
art are different fields.
Exactly.
Does it make white?
Listen, I did not mean to spark this whole debate. I just, there aren't many artists in Grun Hajar, so I think.
Hey guys, I
just
think we
did
should
it,
put the colors together and see what happens.
That's what I was trying to ask about. Yes, thank you.
So then they should probably all be the same color. That way, as the pedestal puts it, 4 become 1.
We do that.
I'm just trying to do the combinations right now in my brain. So just give me a second.
So I mean, feel free to try out things in game, and I can explain how different things react. But right
just
now
gonna
you
try
have
it.
to.
Takara will put the red tube in the this one. Whoops, I'm
On
dragging.
the left side, you
The
start
left one.
you start pulling it that way, but it doesn't reach. It stops
it's got it.
around
Got it.
here, kind of.
Okay, then I'll put it on the one on the right.
Okay. So you connect it there. I know my drawings are beautiful, and it flows out. One sec. So this side gets filled with red, and then this one gets filled with a bright liquid that's actually like glowing slightly.
Oh shit! Everyone, look at that.
I'll take the blue one and drag it to the bottom side.
So blue comes out there, and then wait, am I doing that right? Yeah, purple comes out there.
Can I go over to the left side pedestals and see if if you're able to pull out the tube? from the
You
pedestal?
grab one of the tubes that's sticking out and kind of give it a little yank, and it does extend and come out.
Eochora, can you take all of them out real quick? to just confirm what colors
That I
these
can
are.
do.
Yeah, so you're able to
I do this.
pull the tubes out from each of the left ones, and they're about as long as the ones on the right.
Like from the fountain, so that we start
Oh,
over.
sorry, I see what you mean. Yeah. Where's that? All right.
So if I'm interpreting these right, I think it's gonna be wine purple, ale yellow, lava orange. So I'm gonna take the lava one and put it in the left side of the fountain.
And you see orange liquid come out on the opposite side.
And then I do the same thing for the other two just to
Yeah,
double check
you
this.
you're correct. The bottom one is purple, the middle one is yellow, and the top one is orange.
Can I see if can this one reach down here?
It cannot.
Okay. So the corner ones have access to 2, the middle ones have access to 3. And that's all the limitations we have right now. Launching Microsoft Paint.
Googling color.
I was about to say something. I forgot what it was.
What?
Shut up.
No.
Jakar will put this top right one here.
Okay.
Just to try something real quick. And then the green, or this middle one, I think it's green, here.
All right, so then you get this and then that bright glowing water in the bottom left pool.
Cool. And I'm sorry, what was the order of the ones on the left again?
From top down, it's orange, yellow, purple.
Yellow, purple.
Here,
Okay.
I will some trouble.
Thank you. And then she will put the yellow, or actually the purple, in the middle one right there, the middle left.
All right, so you get purple and purple.
Oh shit. Switch out the purple and instead put the orange on that left one.
All right, so let me do this one step at a time. So remove purple.
Yeah.
Changes this back to red. And this one was empty. And then yellow on the left side, like that.
Yeah, I said orange, but that's fine. I'll do yellow too, because
okay.
I just want to see.
All right, so yellow and orange.
Okay, so then I will. Oh shit! By the way, Takara is just moving stuff around, and if anyone wants to like stop her, jump in, or do something different, that's fine. She's just doing stuff. But instead of she'll take the yellow one back out and put the yellow one instead on the top portion, if she can.
Yes.
I don't even know if two can fit.
One... Wait. Oh, sorry. No. You can't put two on the same. It doesn't fit.
Got it. Okay.
Although while you're trying to kind of play with it, one thing you do notice is that these like columns are all like kind of strangely damp that the tubes are connected to. And there's like kind of water slowly like dripping down from the top. And it kind of flows into the pool slightly. But it's like a few drops every couple of seconds, basically.
Okay.
Okay. And there are kind of symbols on the very edge of the tubes that light up when they connect and begin pumping liquid through.
Okay. Are all these symbols like the same or different?
There are different magical symbols, all like very tiny, that are carved into it. You compare two different tubes, and it seems to be the same set of symbols around the room.
Got it. Okay. Takara will put purple down here.
Mm-hmm. Purple, and then this one.
Yep. And then she will try putting orange on this one.
All right. So you get this and this.
Ball sacks. Oh, so close.
Mariella kind of walks around the fountain, sees what you're trying, and says, I feel like we're missing one more thing to get that last color change.
Well, there is this water, and Takara kind of motions to the water that she saw earlier.
Which water? Yeah.
Though you said there was water that was like dripping down on the left, and some of the columns were like wet.
Mm-hmm.
And then, where is it? And if I heard Lidavati correctly, one of the pedestals, the blue one, mentions water, but I don't know if it has anything to do with this. That is one we have not used.
Mariella looks kind of closely at the little light up symbols around the edge, and then she pulls out her tiny little notebook and begins flipping through it, and flips through it for several minutes, even though it's like a couple centimeters thick, and eventually opens it to a page and says, I'm not sure exactly what these runes here do, but it seems like the water is kind of the trigger that activates them. Like if this column wasn't dripping water, these runes would not light up.
Can I examine the runes?
Make an Arcana check. I'll send you a message. I sent you a message.
Can I just say it out loud? But I mean,
how would Love explain it?
I honestly don't. I don't know, man. Not as good as you did. I'm just gonna do my best. This may be obvious, but it appears as though these runes are activated when wet and have the property of drawing specific liquids towards them. These runes appear to cause the liquids to flow from the container through the tubes when the end of the tubes are wet.
Hearing that, Takara will go over to the blue and just try to like stick it in this little piece of the fountain and see what happens.
So like that, kind of. So
Yeah.
you go and just stick the tube into the orange liquid, and as you do so, you see the runes light up and water begin flowing through as this changes to a bright light liquid. And at this point, you hear a thunk, and the metal bar in front of the door slides back.
Thank you, love.
I did absolutely nothing, but look,
That is not true because I cannot read these runes, and I wouldn't have thought of the thing.
And Mariella says, so you wouldn't have been able to figure that out if you were over there playing cards. We needed you.
I was playing with dice, but if it had been cards, I'd have been there longer. Elavati is the one we should be thanking. She got us in here in the first place, so thank you.
It was a group effort.
You're right.
Corey, you didn't do shit. Get your act together.
Eel Slayer.
Oh, that's true. So, Corvin, it's you. No. Obviously, I'm joking. I would not say that. I would not say that in seriousness. I think we all did a good job.
Sarkoven's color theory helped.
Yes, indeed.
This is my point. I'm being sarcastic.
Tributed. Let's go.
This was a successful puzzle.
I'm gonna open this fucking door.
Thank you, Deanne.
Mage hand that shit.
You mage hand and the door opens up. You see a small room with a staircase leading downward on the opposite side. On the left wall is an iron grate from floor to ceiling. Probably can't see much more than that without heading inside. Well, I'll kind of got a view now. Beyond the grate, you see an elaborate set of machinery that dominates a room that extends from the floor below to above. This is the room that Love described. I can give you the description again if you want it, but you do see. Well, you probably need to get to the railing to see any more than that.
Is it the top floor?
Yes. Of the room where you saw Helden before.
I whisper, "This is it." It's She said there's a grate, and you could see through the holes.
Yeah, that's like right here.
This is it. I close the door. Okay, before you get impatient with me, I suggest we have a bit of a plan, just in case we're spotted. Assuming we have to go in crossbows blazing.
You see Mariella loading her crossbows, and she looks up at you and says, "That's a good expression. I should use that." But if things go south, I can take care of myself. She says, "I'll get to it after this fight."
I have a question for the DM.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I have attuned to the scale,
Yes.
does Sorkoven understand the second half of this? Could he convey this in words? Does he know that this is going to happen? Or is it more ambiguous?
I would say that he has a feeling that I mean, there were the things that the Sahuagin told him about it. He
True.
definitely understands that, and like attuning to it, he kind of like has a little bit stronger sense of like what they were explaining. But the specifics of exactly what happens, I don't think he would know.
Okay.
Um,
I just want to take this opportunity and tell you all that I believe this scale will grant me a great power. But just as the Sahuagin told me, there is also a price to be paid. And I want you all to be cautious of me, particularly. I'm not quite sure what will happen in detail, but I have a feeling that I'll be more dangerous to everyone.
Why should you be the one to pay it?
Love, if I'm going to accept the power granted by the scale, then I must also be the one to pay the price.
And do you know exactly what you will be doing while you are under the effects? How will you be attacking?
I just feel that I will inherit the power of the shark god Sekala, whom they worship. It will grant me both the power and ruthlessness of the shark god, but at the cost of my ability to control myself.
Yeah, no, I think we're good. I think we're good without it. I've had enough of loss of control, personally.
I do think that there is a good chance that I can regain control. I want to use this power.
Perhaps this is a last resort type of scenario.
If it makes you feel better, I'll use it as a last
It was a
resort.
question. It was a question, not a command.
I think I've made myself clear. This power was given to me and I intend to use it, no matter the cost. All that I ask is that you help me.
What if you end up hurting one of us? Is that worth the cost? The choice is yours, Sir Coburn. Just...
To be frank, I think that this is all pointless. The effects of the scale are already active. I've attuned to it.
Very well. It appears as though you are strong enough to resist these adverse effects. I'm not surprised. So, once we get in there, what's the plan?
We still have a certain spear up our sleeve, do we not?
We do.
It's a wonderful distraction.
So
The
when
goal
is
of
that
this-
going to come into play? Sorry, Cor.
Well, the goal of this is to either to capture or destroy this gem, right? That is the main purpose.
I believe we are to destroy it no matter what. I guess if we want, we can destroy it in front of our allies, but
Right.
we just have to destroy it.
And bring proof that it has been taken care of.
Wait,
True.
are we
So maybe it'd be
destroying
better.
the gem, or retrieving it and bringing it back?
I believe they had said either or as long as we can prove that either had been done. They just want it out of the hands of the Castiffs.
If I may be so bold, I would like to preserve the gem, if possible.
Of course. I also would prefer that, with destroying it being a worst case scenario.
Eldinoshi is the target. That is what must be destroyed, not the gem,
Necessarily.
I don't believe that was our agreement with our friends, but if there are other reasons, I can get behind those.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Are you you believe that they told us to destroy it, correct?
Takara thinks she remembers that they told us to either bring it to them so that they can destroy it or destroy it ourselves. But
Okay,
that could be wrong.
I would rather bring it to them and have them destroy it themselves.
That is fine.
And I'm not quite sure why I feel that way, but I do.
It makes sense to me. Proof and mission accomplished in one go.
This is a bit of a crossroads for me. Unless all those we engage with are slain, there poses a risk that my presence here is reported back to my father, in which case I may not be able to be with each of you for much longer. I'm with you to the end of this, but the clock has already begun to tick. My face has been seen. I had no idea that this tied into my father. But once my presence here is discovered, it could very well spell the end of my time with you.
Well, there's not too many of them here.
Yes, I don't mean to be so blunt, but the solution to the problem seems clear. They must all be eliminated if we were to ensure your clandestine nature. It's simply a fact. Unless you think your existence here is already compromised, in which case, would it really matter?
It could be.
Look, I mean,
I think it is. I don't want to admit it.
if you want his operation here to get shut down, he's gonna find out about it one way or another.
I've been waiting a very long time to make a move. I don't know if I want this to be it.
Well, then, it's a choice you'll have to make.
I think the choice has been made. So, I just wanted to make that a fair warning. Sir Coven, you may not be the only one moving forward without freedom of choice. If I make a move against any of you, please don't hesitate. But while my actions are my own, be damn sure.
Am I missing something here, love? Why should we be concerned if you will not have control of your actions?
My father's made me do things. These runes are not gifts, they're chains. We don't have time to go into it, but you need to know.
Are you saying he can puppet you?
Not him directly. Someone far.
She gestures towards like your arm. Do you mind if I take a look?
I don't think we have the time.
Wait a second, love. What conditions need to be met for you to lose control? I don't understand. How can we help you?
You can help me by slitting my throat. If I turn...
No.
You don't understand.
I refuse to do it.
Then you will die. The one who can take ownership of me
We will restrain you and cure the
can
curse.
kill all of you by himself.
But you said yourself, he's far away from here. I know your father.
Not my father. A dragonborn named Mahi Majid.
And where is he?
He can be anywhere he chooses to be.
Listen, whatever we do here, it's going to take time for that information to get back. I know somebody who can help you. If you help me with my goal and shut down this operation here, I will contact my organization and they will send someone who I'm confident can get those runes off your body, if that's what you want.
Mariella, you truly believe that someone within your organization possesses that power?
She kind of thinks for a second, pulls out her book and flips through it, reads a few sentences, and then puts it away and nods.
I think it's worth the risk, love. You may never get another opportunity like this again. I don't wish to speak for you, but you are my closest friend.
Wipe the tear from my cheek. I never thought it truly possible.
You'll be washing away everything that connects you to your family. You'll have to give up the name Castiff. They'll be looking for you, but they won't have control over you anymore. Your family's resources, their knowledge, their power, that will all be lost to you. Are you sure that's what you want?
It's never been mine to begin with. My mother's been the only real family I've ever had. She's gone now.
Just make it out of here alive. And I'll introduce you to your new family.
I look around the room and say, I'm sorry, but I hope this isn't too forward. I think I may have already found them. But I appreciate that. And we will speak further. We need to focus on the task at hand. I felt that you needed to know this information, just in case.
Well, anyone else got any mind control that can take them over at any second? As far as I know, I'm clean, but
Eh, the will that I follow is willingly.
Whose will?
So, Hevic's, of course.
Oh, sorry.
Mariella takes out her book and flips to a page and reads a few things and then writes a few words.
If you're writing about Havoc, I'm more than happy to tell you all about him later.
Later. But that would be appreciated.
Yeah, likewise. Not that many people like to listen. And love. And Takara puts giant hand kind of firmly on Love's shoulder. I totally blanked on what I was about to say after. Thank you for telling us this, and know that it is also the task at hand. We can both accomplish our mission and separate you from the ugliness of your surname at the same time.
Havoc bless you, friend. I appreciate that.
I appreciate that too.
You are truly.
Although I'm not sure you know. Okay, I'm not sure you know what that means, but I'll take it.
I've heard you say it enough. I think I know what it means, slightly. But I, like Melinda, appreciate a longer explanation.
And
How about-
should
how about-
leader knows the
That's right.
names of.
How about I just change her name to Melinda and make it canon so that you're not messing it up anymore?
No, please don't. I think it's on purpose, Chris. I think it's on
know.
purpose.
I know.
Then we're gonna say something else.
We.
Then I'm gonna say something else. Well, crossbows blazing then.
When should we decide to activate our trump card? Since there is a risk of the floor collapsing down there.
That is true.
I think that has to be our opening.
That's what I was thinking as well.
So if we collapse the floor, we'll still be elevated, and they'll be down there, and they could escape.
They'd be down on the bottom floor.
They'd be
assuming they fall
underwater.
through.
So
Correct.
then, therefore, should we be at the bottom floor?
I believe we discussed what feels like a month ago that if we are on the bottom floor, then we run the risk of being caught in the explosion.
What about this? It's crazy idea. But those of us capable of ranged combat could stay here on the balcony and rain fire from above. But the rest of us could be at the bottom floor, just outside of the room whose ceiling could collapse. Once Eldenoshi and friends fall through, we rush in, pick up the pieces.
So remember, there's 3 floors to this place. There's the top floor where we are, the middle floor where Eldenoshi is currently, and the bottom floor that she would fall to. And all
Right,
3 of
so-
those have paths.
Right. So in my example, well,
Yeah, so once that middle floor gets destroyed, we're only going to have top floor and water floor.
that might be better because we could go down there without fear of injuring ourselves falling. I'm not sure how the water mechanics would work at that point.
So from my scouting around, Eldenoshi mostly spent her time in the portal chamber, whereas the others working for the Castives were in the adjoining chambers, which span the length of the complex. I doubt you'll get everybody if the collapse goes as planned, but I'm fairly confident you'll at least get Eldenoshi. What the others do after the collapse is anybody's guess.
Now, I will say, the spears that me and Takara have, they can summon lightning. So, worst comes the worst. They land in the water, and we chuck the spears into the water and just shock them. Now, granted, I can get mine back, but Takara would not.
While we're theory crafting, I'm just gonna go and summon Mozilla now.
Go for it. Let me drop one there for you.
I can do that part.
Okay.
I could easily get it back. I would just have to pull it from the skull of whoever I hit with it.
That is true.
Oh, here's something. I could. Oh my. I could spend. How much time? An hour. Inscribing a glyph of warding, which would explode upon trigger effect. But it would take an hour to inscribe. So could potentially cause some damage there if I were to inscribe this rune on that floor, that bottom floor, for even more damage. The thought.
What do you inscribe the rune on?
I could inscribe it on, I believe, a surface, or within an object. Yes. Yes. Oh, that could be potentially very powerful. But I'd have to go down there and then back up if we did the whole ranged up here thing. So just
But you could inscribe it on an object and then throw it down there. and then activate it.
Yes, could, but no, maybe not. I think it would be more potent if I did it down there. They would just fall, and upon falling, the trigger effect would be them falling, and then boom, there it goes.
They wouldn't have an opportunity to react.
Yes. It's a powerful spell. So
The only reason I didn't mean to cut you off, love. Sorry.
no, I'm just saying it's a powerful spell, but I'm willing to use it.
The only reason I advocated for use of the balcony because it's just I feel it would be a shame if we didn't take advantage of all of the hard puzzling we did. Trying to use my noggin to see what advantage it truly gives us.
Well, we could peep out there and see if this creature's there to make sure. And then we could head back down and do the deed. But I'm all for being up here. If it's safer. Only thing is, if we did have to go down there, it might be difficult to climb down people's floor if we go through the hole. We'd have to either do that or go all the way back down by foot. So but I'm all for using an advantage.
Okay. DM, I'm a little confused about the architecture of this dungeon. In other words, when Kor returns the spear back to him, the columns will collapse, and that may cause, we're hoping that causes the floor to collapse. In that happening, the floor of the second floor.
Right.
If that happens, does Sorkoven know where there will be water? Like where, if water will flood into anywhere, and if so, to what places?
Make a intelligence check.
Oh, whoops. Oof.
So a lot of complex machinery in there, a lot of pipes going different ways. Taylor might be able to figure it out, in which case Sir Coven would know, but other than that, Sir Coven can't use any other clues based on the environment to really figure out or predict how it might go.
How far down would it be to the third floor if one were to like hop over the balcony and just drop all the way straight down?
It'd be about a 20-foot drop.
Does that mechanically in D&D cause damage?
Yes, that would be 2d10 damage, so not too much, I think.
Potentially a lot.
Looks like it depends what your character's hit dice are.
True.
Based on some of our reactions.
That's an average of 11 points of damage.
Well, I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to worry about it because I will be one of the ones. I don't know what I'm trying to say. If we end up doing a plan similar to that, I would be one of the ones at the bottom already. Or if we all started at the balcony, I guess it would matter because I would be hopping over.
Perhaps there are, I'm assuming, Love and Lidavati, you can operate effectively from a distance, a 30-foot distance, correct?
Correct.
Perhaps it would be better for the rest of us to be at the bottom floor before the explosion, and you two remain here. So, in essence, I am suggesting that we split the party.
Sounds like a plan. Should I set up my glyph first?
I think so.
It will take an hour to cast.
Been watching the
That'll
cast
be-
saves for like 2 days now. I think we got time.
Okay. Let's go.
Can we have a montage where he plays?
Yeah.
Or we gotta.
I
we
mean,
have to
unless there is anything in particular other people want to do during that time, but we don't need to. We can say it happens. I mean, one sec. Yabasol is gonna heckle you while you're setting it up, but let me. All right, so. Well, if you go to the, well, let's see. Let me double check. Yeah, y'all opened that barricade, and then yeah, all right, yeah, you have a clear path to go back. So Lava, if you go to the Catacombs 3 tab, just let me know where you want to set it up.
Okay, it's a 20-foot radius. I'm doing the explosive one.
Okay.
I'm gonna, yeah, I guess I'll choose. So, what kind of creature, remind me, was that dude, girl thing?
Heldenoshi.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure that Sahu again said that she is a Hydroth. I don't know if they gave you any more or details about what a
Did he
Hydroth.
seem aquatic?
Make a nature check.
With advantage, because you're cool.
Yeah, 16's enough. When you saw Heldenoshi earlier, the way her body's built, her tail, and like the fact that she's got like webbing between her fingers seems like she would be quite comfortable in the water.
Okay, in that case, I want to make the damage lightning.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it doesn't matter until. No, I have to choose when I make the glyph. So yeah, lightning. It's 20-foot radius sphere. I guess. I don't really know. Are these rulers accurate?
Yeah. So I would get basically the whole room.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably do that then. Middle.
Also, this is underwater, right?
Mm-hmm.
How does lightning damage work
Normal.
underwater?
A submerged creature has resistance to fire damage, otherwise, and most weapons have disadvantage when attacking underwater. But things like crossbows and spears are normal.
All right, I'll do that then.
Cool. All right, so let me make a note that you. There's your rune.
Oh shit!
Wow, it rolled all the damage it could have dealt. That's funny. That's broken.
Rip Temple's integrity.
I got excited for a second. Not that, not that damage. I just wanted to knock the spell slot off.
Cool.
All right.
And what is the condition? Or
The condition is if I guess once that creature falls down there.
All right, so can you just write that in the chat and send it so we have it?
I don't know how to spell that creature's name.
Eochora.
Thank you.
Cool. Nice. All right, anyone else doing anything or just hanging out until lava's done?
I am waiting for the signal to get started.
Alrighty, well, lava's rune is all set up. Place yourselves in. So, here. Tell me what floor you're on, and I will hide your token on the floors that it's not on. So it's, well, I think I want to do this. It's gonna be kind of tricky.
Yeah, what did we decide?
Should we be on the second floor?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. It depends on what your plan is, I suppose.
Lilavati, should we be on second floor?
Well, how
Or
are we
the
gonna
third
get there? And so we have to be on the first floor. Be on the second floor, we would need to be in the workshop with them.
The first floor is in the one from the puzzle. Yeah,
Yes.
gotcha.
Yes.
In my mind, this is the third floor, even though it's not. Gotcha.
That is my fault because they're labeled 1, 2, 3, but
That's fine.
1 at the top. Yeah. Anyway. All right. So Lav and Lilavati are on the top floor.
For the time skip,
Mhm.
can we take a short rest?
Yeah.
And then I would like to use my special food treat, chef trait,
Okay.
and cook up a small meal based off of the eel we just slaughtered.
Nice.
Anyone who has it or wants to spend hit dice can gain an extra 1d8 if you're spending hit dice on heals.
I mean, the only people who are injured are you and Takara.
Yeah, I'll spend one.
I'm spending one to gain a slot back.
Oh yeah, that's right. You can gain spell slots.
Can I do that?
Yeah. You spend a number of hit dice equal to the level of the spell slot you want back.
So.
But you can only get
You
one
s-
spell slot per short rest. But like you have an hour.
So
You can do a
Takara, you
couple
can
of
get another d8 since you spent a.
Yeah.
But that doesn't work for spell slots because it's for healing, right?
All out.
Really?
Yeah.
So I get an extra spell slot. Do I have
Oh
to spend
no.
any
Like
points?
you get, if you spend a hit dice on anything, you get to heal a little bit extra from Lilavati's thing.
I understand.
But you don't. Yeah.
I gotcha.
It makes that trait so much more useful.
I tried to search to find that rule or that conversion thing somewhere.
Oh, that's a homebrew rule.
Okay, how does that work again?
So you can spend a number of hit dice equal to the level of a spell slot, and you regain that spell slot. So if you want a second level spell slot back, you spend 2 hit dice.
Okay, thank you.
And technically, you can do that once per short rest, but my short rests are only 10 minutes, and you have an hour, so feel free to exchange it.
Before everything kicks off, can we take a short break? Or we don't have to. I just have to
well, so I was planning on basically seeing what happens, and once we roll initiative, I was gonna call it for tonight. So, and we were gonna do the actual combat next time.
Then I'll be back in like a minute.
Sure.
After our 1 hour ritual, would complete, I would have to resummon Mozilla. But since I got the slot back anyway, because of short rest, nothing's changed.
Okay. All right. So what are y'all doing? What's the setup?
Me and Love on the first floor, or the top floor.
Okay. And Mariella will stay with you because she has crossbows.
And Team Melee on the bottom floor.
Mozilla's gonna stay with you, or?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So
How
do
would throw?
go. Sorry.
How
Go ahead.
would throwing? Sorry. How would throwing my spear work underwater?
Let me double check. Underwater combat. When making a ranged weapon attack, it automatically misses beyond the weapon's normal range and has disadvantage within the normal range unless the weapon is a crossbow, net, or a weapon that is thrown like a javelin, including a spear, trident, or dart. So no penalty to spears underwater.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Melee weapon attacks have disadvantage unless you have a swimming speed or it is a dagger, javelin, short sword, spear, or trident. So I think you and Takara have long swords, and those would have disadvantage.
But we also have spears.
Correct.
Okay.
Or
Cool.
well, the lightnings are javelins of lightning, which
Yeah.
also work. So
Yeah.
they have slightly
Okay.
different properties than a spear. But yeah. All right. So if Core, Takara, and Sarkovan are going to the first floor, I can remove y'all's tokens from the top floor.
Yee.
Is that what y'all are doing?
Mhm.
All right. And let me put y'all into position over here. Let's see. Where is Core? Do you have a token on the bottom floor? Oh, it's under Lavati's token. That's why.
Okay.
All right, this and then.
Oop, there it is.
Alrighty. So everyone's in position. What's happening now?
The moment I get the signal, I will be summoning back my javelin.
Who's giving the signal, or is someone?
Oh, Lav is on the top, right?
Yeah,
Could he send a message?
I believe so.
I think I have to point to maybe. What am I doing? Toward a creature within range. Yes. I just have to point in your direction. So here's what
Yep.
I'll do. I'll just start whispering and start pointing in random directions. Pick up your signal. What am I doing? What am I saying?
You're giving me the signal to summon my javelin to start this crazy nonsense.
Okay, I'm not giving you the signal yet. I turn to Volvati and Melinda. Alright. should I check to make sure that this creature is there before we do this? And then I'll give the signal.
Yes.
Okay. Very well. Alright, I'm going to try to stealthily open the door. I open it. I'm going to stealthily crouch my way here.
Make a stealth check.
It's not that's not letting me move. Alright.
There you go.
Let's see. Good, not great.
Yeah, so you see the large metal pipes with water flowing through them. You see the crackling magical portal floating in the air. And walking around the machinery, you see Heldenoshi, occasionally touching the machinery, tasting the water, humming to herself. As a reminder, she's somewhat frog-like in appearance, but about 5 feet tall and covered in barbed scales. Moisture drips between her joints, and her claws click against the stone floor. She wears a well-cut sapphire on a string around her neck, and hovering in the air around her are several beautiful sculptures seemingly made out of colored ice that take on different abstract forms. So yeah, she seems to be down there and doesn't seem to have noticed you.
Okay. Can I wait till she gets sort of toward the middle area here?
Sure. After a minute or two, she wanders over there.
Okay. DM. Quick 5-second private message. Private chat.
Sure, we can go into the other
5 seconds.
chat.
Okay.
Hello.
Okay.
Hey.
Hey. I just had a thought. Could I potentially so I just wanted to tell you my plan so it doesn't I feel like I could explain it easier instead of in the heat of the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So what I want to do is I want to cast message to give this signal. Actually, I'm going to cast message for them to do it in 5 seconds. And then I'm going to try to time it to where at 5 seconds my mage hand appears around the gem.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you gonna try to like?
My hope is to have my mage hand clasped around the gem while the signal is given, so that when the creature falls, my hand hopefully is still holding the gem. That's my intention. I don't know if that's gonna
Okay.
work, but because it's clasped around a string.
Yeah,
Correct?
yeah. So the way I kind of handle it when you're trying to do like tricky things with Mage Hand is I'll just have you make a spellcasting ability roll, and that'll determine whether you are able to hold on to it or not.
Understood. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Cool.
The ceiling also collapses the wall next to the plant, and we all die.
Nice.
Sounds
And
Heckin'
we'll worry
sick.
about that when we worry about it.
I'm gonna stand up.
Mm-hmm.
And I proudly stand
Alrighty. So what y'all doing?
praising the USA.
I'm waiting.
Okay.
As am I.
The creature's in the middle. All right. A
Yes.
whisper behind me. Get ready. And then I'm going to point and whisper the message. Trying to find Core, and I say, Core, do it in 5 seconds from now.
Corey, you
And
receive
on
that
that-
message.
On that 5th second, I have something prepared.
Mm-hmm.
On the 5th second, I summon my javelin.
All right. Will all of you count to 5? And what do you do at the 5th second?
I cast Mage Hand and have it appear clasped around the gem.
All right. So as at the same time, a spectral hand appears around the gem on her neck, and she kind of looks down surprised when Core, you feel your spear reappear in your hand, and all of you begin to hear a rumbling noise as the columns in the chamber on the bottom floor kind of where they're weakened slip and fall off as the floor begins to dip downward. Um, and the rumbling grows into a cavernous booming noise as chunks of the ceiling fall down, the mortar breaking. Heldenoshi just screams, "What the fuck is going on?" and falls down into the lower floor. Love, can you make a charisma check for me, adding your proficiency bonus? Let me get that big hole here. All right. Your mage hand grabs tight, and you hear a snap as Heldenoshi falls. The chain around her neck breaks. The gem is clutched tightly in your mage hand. All right, give me a second. I do this right. There we go. And as she falls, you all see a faint glow on the ground in that third room and in the bottom floor. Suddenly, there's a massive explosion of electricity, and the glyph of warding triggers. So does she make a save? Yes, dexterity saving throw. And you can go ahead and roll damage for that. She rolls an 11, which is probably a failure. Wait, why is she?
When the
Yes.
dominoes successfully fall into place.
It does.
Oh, yeah.
It does fail. Indeed. I think it's 5d8.
Yes.
Okay. I just rolled 5d8 then, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay. I have to find the d8. That's... No? Okay. Alright.
22 points of damage. Cool.
Nice.
And you hear shouting from somewhere on the middle floor. Heldenoshi, what's going on? And she slowly gets up, bruised and bloodied and stunned from the electricity, but glances towards this doorway and sees Eochora, Core, and Sarkovan and says, "Ah, you'll pay for this!" and starts moving in your direction, but the rest of you can see her from up above and have a clear line of sight. And next time we will pick up with initiative as we try to manage combat on 2 different floors. Alright, so
Sorry.
I've decided that every combat I will do at my standing height because I have so much room for movement and activity.
Nice. Alright. I should say the bottom. Let's see. So the bottom floor is still flooded. Those of you above can see the water begin rising up into the second floor as it flows out of the 2 portals on the ground.
Just super quick because I wasn't here for that session. These people, this is like the genie and these are the people that we encountered. Like, behind bars and shit.
Yeah, they're like begging you to set them free
Okay.
and stuff. But
Cool, because I was like, what the fuck is this?
yeah.
Sweet.
Cool. Excited to find out what happens next time. Yes, and you have the gem clutched in your mage hand. Cool.
Nice.